Assalamu alaikum. This channel is new and we intend to bring you Islamic stories that are worth listening to while doing your work, or by driving your car. Let us start. A girl of 19, tall but not excessively so, with skin the color of a ripe peach. She has large eyes, a true embodiment of charm and beauty. Their color a mixture of all shades. Beneath them is a small nose, barely visible, then a small mouth where the lower lip droops to form a perfect circle with the upper one. She has short, chestnut hair and wears an anklet, kalkal, that makes a sound. Anyone who heard the sound of this anklet became a captive of her love. Who is this girl? Yara, al-Kalkal, the mother of the anklet? These are not my words. These are the words of the person who met this girl in 1986 AD in one of the villages affiliated with the capital, Amman, Jordan. The story is about this girl who lives in a simple family with her mother, father, and siblings. She has 3 older brothers and younger sisters. She was in the middle. The girl was one of the happiest girls in the world, living in a family full of love, tenderness, and affection. Nothing troubled them, and although their financial situation was simple, they felt they owned the world and everything in it. Life was without problems until one day. After Yara graduated from high school, her father, the closest person to her in this world, the one who provided her with warmth, security, and kindness, passed away. Yara could not comprehend her father's loss. She was insanely attached to him. Consequently, the girl suffered from a psychological condition, depression, sadness, and withdrawal. She stopped leaving the house and began contemplating a dark future, unsure of what would happen. It's true she had older brothers in their early 20s, but they were not yet able to handle responsibility. They were all studying, and during their father's life, he was the one who spent on them and managed their affairs. They were not self-reliant. The girl felt a great void in her life. Several months passed in this state. The girl's condition worsened, and her health began to deteriorate. Her mother cried over her and the situation she was in, because Yara was the only one among her siblings unable to overcome her father's death. The subject was still consuming her. However, life must go on, and a person must face such matters. Remember the deceased kindly and pray for them. But one must also strive in this world and not remain stuck in grief. The mother began to comfort her daughter, saying, "My daughter, you used to go out and come back, and everyone loved you. You were the life of the family. You were the one who lit up the house with joy. Your father passed away, and even after several months, you are still sad and distressed. My daughter, this is something we will all go through." She tried to console her. Yara replied, "Mom, I can't. I can't accept that I no longer have support." The mother said, "You have your brothers, and God willing, they will grow up, and hope will be in them after God Almighty." The mother then suggested an idea to help her out of her depression. "Why don't you go visit your friends from school?" Yara hadn't continued her education after high school, and especially after her father's death. She lacked the means to attend university, but she had old connections with her high school friends, some in the neighborhood or the same village. The mother urged her, "Go visit the friend you feel comfortable with. Ask about her and her life. Occupy yourself. Try to change your atmosphere a bit." The idea was excellent. Yara thought about it and remembered her dearest friend from high school, a girl who lived with them in the same village, but on its outskirts. Indeed, that day she went to her friend's house. She knocked, and her friend greeted her warmly. "Welcome, Yara. How are you? Where have you been hiding since your father passed away?" Yara explained, "I was, and still am, in a bad psychological state. This is what prompted me to visit you, to try to change the atmosphere a bit and try to forget. Welcome. Come in." Yara was truly treated with great hospitality by her friend. Yara began to enjoy herself, especially since the house reminded her of her deceased father. She thought, "Let me get out of the house and spend this time with my friend." She started visiting her friend every day, and her friend was delighted with Yara's visits. Yara was a kind, well-mannered, and beautiful girl, and everyone wished to speak with her. This is what happened one day when Khalid, Yara's friend's brother, entered the house and found Yara sitting with his sister. The moment he saw her, she captivated him. She took hold of his emotions from the first glance. Without thinking, he went over, greeted her, and introduced himself. Yara was shy about speaking with him. He left, thinking, "Who is this girl? What is her relationship with my sister?" After Yara left, he asked his sister. She said, "She's my friend and dear companion from high school. She's from the such and such family. She's sad and heartbroken these days after her father's death." He became eager and waited for the next visit. Fortunately for him, Yara was visiting them every day during this period. The next day, he stayed home and waited until the two-girl session was over. And it was time for Yara to go home. Yara used to walk, and the village wasn't large, so the distance wasn't great. He seized this opportunity. He waited for Yara at the end of the road. He got into his car, stopped there, and waited. He offered to drive her home. He was a recent College of Commerce graduate, a few years older than her, handsome, and the brother of her friend. The girl was hesitant at first, feeling shy. He said, "I'll drive you, don't worry." She had never ridden in a car with a young man before, but she saw that he was her friend's brother and took pity on her. "Come on, let me drive you, and don't be afraid." She got into the car with him. He drove her a few houses before her, so no one from her family would see her, and dropped her off without saying a single word. The girl got out, thinking he was a respectable young man who hadn't behaved inappropriately or said anything untoward. He was merely offering help, well-mannered and polite. Keep in mind that the girl was already under psychological pressure, depression and sadness, so she was easily preyed upon and her emotions played with. This was Khalid's plan. The girl thought about him. The next day, she began to feel comfortable with him, talking to him when she saw him at her friend's house. He started to engage with her, expressing himself and excelling in conversation, until the girl began to feel a closeness between herself and Khalid. He confessed his admiration and love for her during one of the times he drove her home, promising to advance and propose once he sorted out his affairs. The girl began to live these dreams and saw that this was something that truly pulled her out of her psycho indeed. Shortly after, the young man got a job in one of the Gulf countries, got his visa and passport, and flew to that country without even informing her. Logical state and sadness. She became insanely attached to Khalid, and he was equally smitten with her. As their relationship deepened, and they started spending time alone, going out together, something happened that destroyed Yara's life. One day, he took her to a picnic spot amidst trees, and the unexpected happened. He told her, "Don't worry, I will marry you. I swear." She pleaded, "Please, no. If my brothers knew, or my uncles, or my community." He reassured her, "Trust me. Give me a short time, and I'll come to propose." Suddenly, the communication between her and Khalid was cut off. She started visiting her friend, afraid to tell her about the relationship with her brother. But when she saw that Khalid was missing, she began to ask. Until her friend gave her the shock, Khalid traveled. He got a job, and he might be gone for a year or more, depending on his circumstances. Here, the girl realized she had been the victim of a ruthless person who had played with her emotions and taken the dearest thing she owned. That's the end of it, so stay tuned for the next episodes.